Exotic drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. All right, everybody, welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Kush. We're here today to talk about punches. Why are we talking about punches again? Because it's the summer of punch. That's correct. I heard you all say that simultaneously, even though there is a lag going on. I assume you all just said it. We are going to be working today on milk punches. Now, we're going to be doing 2 very basic milk punches in order so that hair to width, notwithstanding fourth, etc., in order to be able to do more complex milk punches later. So we're going to be doing very, very basic ones. We're going to be doing a very small milk punch. There's not a lot of stuff going in here. Very, very simple, very flavorful, but very, very simple. And whilst we are doing that, whilst we're doing a clarified milk punch, we're going to be making a traditional milk punch because the clarified milk punch takes forever. Now, I might be done with this show in 22 minutes. It might take me 4 or 5 hours. I don't know exactly how long this is going to take, but we're going to try it anyway. So before we get too deep into it, let me say hello to the people who are right here on my screen. Let me say hello over here to our good friend, Shawnee Panabaker. Shawnee Panabaker showed up early today. Brought along his yo-yo. That's what I encourage. I remember when for those of you who don't know, I used to do comedy. It was like one of those stand-up comedians for a little bit, which meant that eventually you had to go on auditions. And I remember somebody at an audition one time came out and I was reading a book. This is before cell phones. This is to give you an idea of where I was. And he said, see, that's the kind of actor we like to hire. Somebody that brings a book. You know, it shows that they'll never get bored. They'll never, when they're on sets take a while. So that's somebody that'll never get bored. We like to hire guys like that. They did not hire me. It turns out they do not like to hire guys exactly like this. They like people that understand how to read lines in a natural way, but also bring books. So I was not that first part. If you let me improvise it, I'll give you a show. You make me read a line, I am done. Turns out Shawnee Panabaker doesn't actually know how to use the yo-yo, though. So despite the fact that he brought a yo-yo to keep himself in the game, it's like if I brought a book and it turned out that book was in Mandarin and I can't read Mandarin, even a little bit. It would have been tough. Bon Bon is here. She's making a little room for DCW Clark, but she made Bon Bon's had a day. I don't assume that Bon Bon sleeps. I just had this weird feeling that maybe, for like 2 hours a night, she, sits and stares at something for a minute and then is completely refreshed, because there's no way that she sleeps and gets all this done. She made a sidecar today and sanded some Adirondack chairs. My goodness. That's a lot. That is a lot. I ate leftover pho today. I had a very important meeting. We'll talk about the meeting here in a minute. But let me say hello to our good friend, Moose. Moose is here. Cheers to you. Bon Bon. At the Undertow, I had a milk punch. It was fantastic. Also, the description of this class is incredibly interesting. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I don't want to give it away. I do use the aid of some AI tools to help me write those long paragraphs. I do check them afterwards to make sure nothing's crazy, but I'm not sitting around writing that. I don't have time for that. I do sleep. I slept for like 46 hours last night. It was a lot. DCW Clark is here, winner of the 2023 Kush-Tucky Derby. She has been dethroned by the husbands who are not here yet. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. So until they show up, DCW Clark is the reigning champion of the Kush-Tucky Derby. April DuBois is here. Oh, April DuBois is here. Cheers to the DuBois clan. I assume it's some sort of clan. I think 2 people can be a clan. What's two people? I guess that's a couple. A grouping of two people is called a marriage, I think is what we're getting at. Let's see who else we got here. We got Richie the Whiff is here. Richie the Whiff is ready to go. Oh, Rich, we do not have any whiffing cubes today. We're making everything in glass and stirring. We might lose Rich. Let me just see if those numbers go down. If you are a bot currently on Kick, tonight would be the night to attack because I don't think I'll be able to keep Rich's attention the whole time. Let's hope we can. But only our resident Yashima is out there battling the robots. That is Richie the Whiff. Wow, time to get milk punchy. I have a feeling just the way he said that. We did lose one, so I think we did lose Rich. Paul is ready to punch some milk. I think that's good. Yes, terrifying. If Bonbon does not sleep, she is scared. Okay, so she is sleeping. That's good. Susan Lang is here. Cheers to Susan Lang. And that, I think, is what we got. Dr. Kush. Oh, I see. Did I make a door reference? I don't really get it, to be honest. Other people seem to get it, but I don't get it. We're making a milk punch tonight, guys, but we are not making any old milk punch. We're not just putting some bourbon and some rum and some vanilla and a little sugar and vanilla into a glass and making that punch. Technically, we are doing that. We're doing that for the second drink. We're doing a clarified milk punch, though, to start us off with. And a clarified milk punch, although it seems like, man, this must be new technology. Well, must have been created in the 1900s? The 1991, technically the 1900s. Makes it sound much further away. No, this is actually created in the 16 and 1700s. I can only assume that this was absolutely created out of a complete accident. I don't have any proof of that. Just like I don't have any proof about a lot of this stuff. I can only assume that this was created out of a complete accident. Some bing bong, some ding dong, some dingus, some wigwam was hanging out and decided, hey, I like a punch. And what's one of the things people like to put in punch? They like to put citrus. But I also like milk. What if I put this milk and this punch together, make a milk punch, and what happens? Curdled. Just like that. Absolutely curdled. I assume that this person didn't have any way to drink anything else. He'd used all of his booze on this amazing idea that he had, which was a milk and lemon punch. So he had to find a way to drink it anyway. Well, what if I just take the curdles out, he said. What if I just take the curdles out? How will I do that? Strain it, he thought. Centrifuges won't be invented for many, many years. At least medical grade ones won't. So I'll just strain it, and we'll see what that tastes like. And it turns out tastes great and is also, and this is important, shelf stable. I have, I should have gotten this beforehand. I'll reach all the way over here. I have a bottle of milk punch, a very famous bottle of milk punch right here. You can see that there is still some of the stuff here at the bottom. It settles. This is iced tea, vodka, 3 different types of cheese, including pimento cheese, cream cheese, and another cheese. There's a third cheese. It's been years since I made this. I made it into a milk punch, and then we strain it through. This is fully if you were to eat this or drink this would taste very much like eating a pimento sandwich from the Masters Golf Tournament. I did it as a Masters Golf Tournament situation. Let's see how it smells. Woo! Still smells like a sandwich. Very, very nice. Very, very shelf stable. That stuff will last for the rest of my life. Yes. Bonbon says, dang, that looks delicious. Does not sound delicious. That is true. It does not sound delicious. Trust me, it is pretty good, though. Okay, let's get this thing going then. I'm going to bring up my notes. Obviously, got to have some notes here. So we're going to bring up our notes, and we are going to be making this. The reason we have to do notes today is because we're making a very small version, and I wanted to get all the proportions correct on this. So we are making a very, very basic clarified milk punch. For this, you will need some iced tea, you'll need some simple syrup, you'll need some Italian vermouth, some aged rum, you'll need some allspice dram, or we're going to be doing it a little differently. We're going to put a little vodka and some pimento bitters in here. Some of the, oh gosh, did I lose those? I can't make the drink without those. Where are they? These guys, the Dale de Groff Pimento Bitters. We're going to be putting those in there to give us a really fun kind of flavor. And also you will need some whole milk and lemon juice. That's what we need. So let's begin here by reaching down and grabbing our iced tea. Now, what kind of iced tea should we use? All kinds of iced tea works in this, but what really, really works in this is going to be some Earl Grey. Why Earl Grey? Earl Grey contains, and I'm almost positive about this, I'm very, very close to being positive about this, contains something called bergamot. Bergamot is also a citrus, and this citrus is going to help with the curdling process. So if you don't have Earl Grey, any iced tea will work. Any iced tea will work. But it's better if you use a little bit of Earl Grey to help along with the process of curdling. We're going to go ahead and pour out 1 cup, but strong. In this 1 cup, I have 4 bags of iced tea. 4 bags of iced tea in 1 cup of the 4 bags of tea, 4 tea bags in 1 cup of this iced tea. Because we're going to be stripping out a lot of that flavor, we need a very strong tea. So we need 1 cup of some strong tea. Fret not. I measured that before. Okay, we also need to get some sugar in here. You can just add, if you're adding it quick enough, early enough, you can add just granulated sugar in here. Obviously, that's a great way to do it. Just put a little sugar in here, make your iced tea or your hot tea sugary, and then you should be good. But since we do not have that opportunity, because I cannot make the tea immediately as we're pouring it, that's the idea, what we really want there. We're going to be putting in, let me just check my notes. 1 ounce. We need 1 ounce of some simple syrup, or about 3/4 of an ounce of just granulated white sugar. We got Grandma Cushman's deep dark sweet tea in here. My grandma, you know what? My grandma probably did drink a lot of sweet tea. She was a what we call a teetotaler, or a dry drunk. That's what she was. She shouldn't drink, because if she drank, could have been trouble. Now, this guy right here. We've all seen this guy before. This is Italian vermouth. There are lots of fun ways to make this cocktail work out really well using different types of grape distillates. Things like wine work in here, port works in here, sherry works in here, but I personally think that vermouth works really well in this, because vermouth, not only is it fortified, meaning it has a little bit more ABV to it, it is also usually added, it usually has some added spices to it. And since we're going to be trying to rip out all the color and everything out of this, we are going to need something that's going to stand in and stand up to that. So I am going to be using this guy. This is just some sweet vermouth. Find a sweet vermouth that you like. Doesn't have to be the greatest sweet vermouth of all time, like Campari, or what do we call this one? Carpano. Like Carpano Antiqua is. It's a very, very good vermouth. You don't have to use this one. Use whatever one you like. But we need, check my notes, 4 ounces, I believe. Really should just have these notes somewhere else so I don't have to keep dropping out of here. Let's do that. 4 ounces of some Italian vermouth. Do we have enough? We have just enough. Excellent. 4 ounces of Italian vermouth. Kyle, please remind me. I need more Italian vermouth. Okay, we're getting tall. We're getting high up on this thing. Probably should have used a different cup. We didn't know. We didn't know any better. We want to add now our booze. We're going to be adding 1 ounce of some aged rum. Now, which aged rum should we use? Don't worry about it. find a dark rum. You can use a light rum in here. The problem with a lot of light rums is they don't pack as much punch. And again, since we're clarifying, you want a big punchy rum. Myers works great in this. Not exactly an aged rum, like I put in my notes, but works very well. And you only need 1 ounce. So put in 1 ounce of some aged rum. Looking good, looking good. We are also going to be putting in 1 ounce of some vodka. Now, if you don't want to do the vodka and the pimento bitters trick, that's fine. You can just use pimento or allspice liqueur. Also a great way to do this, gives it a very rich flavor. I like the pimento bitters so much that I am just going to be adding them to some vodka and making my own very, very makeshift pimento dram. Not the best way to do it, but do as I say, not as I do. 1 ounce of some vodka. All we're doing with that is really fortifying the flavor here. And we need to grab our pimento bitters. These are Dale DeGroff's pimento bitters. We're putting in about 5 big dashes of some pimento bitters. That's about 7 or 8, but get over it. Ooh, boy, does that smell good. That smells like what we want it to smell like. Last little bit we need to put in here, the one thing that's going to give us a lot of this curdling, the main curdler in here is going to be this guy. This is lemon juice. Now, is this squeezed from fresh squeezed lemons? No, it is not. This is from one of those bottles. That's fine in this. If you want to squeeze it with fresh squeezed lemons, okay. Okay, you got plenty of time. We understand. You don't sleep. Bon sleeps. I sleep. None of the rest of you sleep. For this one, we're just going to be putting in 1.5 ounces of some lemon juice. Excellent. So now we have a fairly acidic, put this over here. We have a fairly acidic mixture in this guy right here. This is fairly acidic with the bergamot from the Earl Grey and the lemon juice. That should curdle some milk. We really are going to hope that this curdles some milk. And so we need to give it something to curdle into. And we're going to be using this guy right here. This is what I use for my milk punch experiments. We need to go in and grab some milk. Oftentimes when doing this, people will ask, how do you get this to work? What type of milk do you use? And in the end, any type of milk will work. I've seen this now done with coconut milk, which I thought was impossible. I've seen it done with oat milk, which I thought was impossible. Any kind of milk should work. I don't think I've ever seen it done with almond milk, but it may work with almond milk as well. Just find a milk. Just find a milk. This right here is the one that I like the most, and that is whole milk. It's not too fatty, but it isn't, basically chalk water. It's very normal. And for this amount, for this experiment here, we're going to be putting in 1/2 cup of some whole milk. Turn it this way so we can see 1/2 cup. There we go. Now, this part is important. Do not turn away from this part. You noticed that I found a large vessel, even though this stuff barely fits into this vessel right here. You notice that I put all of this, this small amount of milk, I put it into this large vessel. That's because in order to get the curdling right, you always want to pour your lemon into your milk and not your milk into your lemon. Always lemon into milk, never milk into lemon. Don't do it like that. We have to go lemon into milk. Am I saying milk wrong? Milk? 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 I don't know. Nice and slow. The slower you do it, the larger the curds will be. The larger the curdles will be, the better off you are with when it comes to filtering. The problem is getting it out of this cup. Okay, we're going to go, there we go. Now you should notice some curdling pretty quickly. See all those curdles getting right there. That is what we want. We want this to absolutely start to look like a, let's bring in disgusting cam. Bring this right in here. We want this to look very, oh, I guess that one doesn't work anymore. Oh, good. It's giving me an error. Don't worry about it. We want this to look gross. It should look gross. All of these big fat curds we see, I mean, like, look at all this stuff. All that stuff right there. That's all just fat curds of milk that have hit the lemon. It has, what it's done is it's separated the curds from the whey. We want the whey. We want the whey. Fun fact, says Espen, it's actually called milk in Norway. Love it. Make cheese so that, Bonbon says, I make cheese, so this is great information. Bonbon, what's great is the curds that are left over from this process, you can make flavored cheese with those. I think that's fun. Okay, now we have to start the, you know what, we're gonna give it a little stir. Now, nice and slow on this stir, guys. If we stir too fast, we're going to start to break up those curds. We want fatty boombalatti curds. We want the thickest, thick with 2 Ks is what we're looking for, thick. We're looking for thick curds. All right, we want real thick curds in here, but we're going to stir it just to make sure that that lemon has touched every little bit of that milk. If we were doing this correctly, we would probably let this sit for the next hour. But as I have a social promise, I have a promise to all of you that I will not keep you for more than an hour unless absolutely necessary. We are not going to let this sit for an hour. We're going to start filtering here pretty quick. We're going to give this a big stir there, nice slow stir, and then we're going to filter it. Now, what do we use to filter it? Lots of different people have lots of different solutions for this. My solution that has always worked the absolute best for me is also the cheapest solution. This right here is a group of paper towels. I've tried coffee filters. Coffee filters are fine. I have tried nut bags. Nut bags are just fine. Those are also work, and maybe a combination of the two would also be great. I find the best thing to use is a paper towel, kind of a thick paper towel. And we're just going to shove this into this pour over coffee filter so that it has its space right there. So it's covering this whole thing. No curd should be able to get through there without me wanting it. The reason that I use paper towels is because the actual thing that is filtering this is not going to be the paper anyway. We just need the paper here to filter out the first wave of the curds. After that, surprisingly enough, the curds do most of the filtering. So once you get the big mistakes I used to make when doing milk punches is as soon as this would fill up with curds, I would take it out and I'd throw that out. That is not what you want. The more curds you have in here, the more filtering you're going to do. The only problem with it is, obviously, we didn't start with curds in here. So we have to do an initial pour to get the curd buildup, and then we're going to throw this back through the process to get it going. So once we get a nice clear drops, once you start to see nice clear drops, then we can take out this and switch it out. So go ahead and pour this right in. Nice and slow. You can see it's a little milky, it's got a little color to it, but certainly less color. I mean, if we put these two together, you can see that this is clearly darker than this. And what we're really doing here is building up our curd base so that we have something to filter all of this through. I normally wouldn't do this, but I am gonna, give me 1 second just to fix this overhead camera, because I think you guys are gonna want to see the overhead camera. So just know that that is not me. I'm not stuck in time, I promise. We're gonna do properties. Oh, I gotta close out of this. Okay, no. Okay, we gotta close. Oh, We got to close out of this. We got to go to properties. I know this is super interesting for everybody watching, just watching a, we'll go back here for a second. Go to this. We're going to do Logi capture, or no, we'll do USB video, and then we'll switch that out to GoPro webcam, and that should work. I hope. I don't know. Okay, we're starting to see that we're getting some clear drops in here. That is what we want. And so thus, we will switch this over right there. And those are the clear drops that we want. This is pretty clear, right? It's pretty clear, but it's not the clearest thing we've ever seen. It's just, oh yeah, look at that. All right, we're back in business. I want to show you guys this. These are the curds that are building up. This is what is going to be filtering out all of this clearness. If we go then to here, we can see how very clear this is coming in. Certainly, so if we put them in an order, right, we have this guy. Look how dark and thick and milky that is. This one that's a nice looking thing, but it's not clear. And then this right here, that is very clear liquid dropping through. We have 3 different versions of this. Now, obviously, if you want this to get done really well, then you have to let this drip through for a while. We're going to pour the rest of this, we're going to pour the rest of this guy, back through the curds so we can get another full clear filtration on that. So we're just going to go, oh, you know what? We have this guy right here anyway. There we go. We'll pour this right in through here. Making sure not to go over the line where probably better here. You can see where there's a fold here. We just don't want any of this going over the line and dripping curds into, that's not what we want, not that one. We don't want anything going over the line and dripping curds into our incredibly clear milk punch that we are creating right here. I mean, that looks like it is a very, very cheap whiskey. Right there. That looks like basic. You know what this looks like? This looks like almost a reposado tequila. It has just a bit of the color, the gold color, and we are in business. Now, obviously, this is going to take a little bit. So in the meanwhile, with the next 20-something minutes, I figured we would also make a regular milk punch while we are doing this, and we will be just filling this up. Oh, yeah, look at that. Maybe we'll put this off to the side so that while we're here, you guys can see it's still dripping. And then also I can add a touch more at a time. You know what? This is where we'll put it. We're going to move this. We're going to get our cinematography award tonight. If I put this right here, I have a feeling that then when I go to this, oh, yeah, look at that. We'll be able to see it. So now when I'm doing stuff right here, we can also see stuff right here. That's cinematography. That's the way you win awards, folks. That's the way you win awards. Okay. Jeez Louise, that almost flew out of my hands. Okay, let me real quick while we're doing a little reset, because this is going to take a minute. While we're doing a little reset, let me tell you quick about my meeting today because it is relevant to the show. I was able today to meet with Otto and Baby Doe. I finally got a chance to sit down with them over Zoom. A couple really fun things that are going to be happening with the San Diego Tiki Oasis. First of all, we are working on a code. We're working on a code right now for all cushies. If you are attending San Diego Tiki Con, the Tiki Convention, Arizona Tiki Oasis, we're getting you a code so that you can get a discount to take my seminar. Look at what we're doing. We are on our way. We're going to figure out exactly how that works. But I was telling those guys about how I have the absolute best group in the world. Some people are traveling from far away to come in and take the Tiki Con. I think that's very exciting. Number 2, and I understand people like Shawnee Panabaker, who lives on the other side of the country, and Moose, who lives on the other side of the world, have a difficult time making it to Arizona Tiki Oasis, or sorry, San Diego Tiki Oasis. I asked them, is there a way, maybe, oh maybe, I could live stream this and have the rest of the cushies chime in? They thought about it for a second and said, yes, that will be fine. So mark your calendars for Sunday, August 4th. Even if you cannot take my live seminar, you can watch my seminar on youtube.com/Dr. Kush. Okay? At Dr. Kush. So be prepared. I think that's also going to be a little better for Moose because it will be noon and that makes 9 hours. It'll be 9 o'clock. It'll be sort of like he's watching it at a normal time. So people will be able to watch my presentation. Obviously, you will not be able to taste the drinks, but we will have made most of these drinks by the time we get to it. So you will understand what we're doing. But that is that. Those are two very cool announcements. We have some other things in the works for San Diego Tiki Oasis, but those are the two ones. We are working on a code for Cushies to have a discount on the class, on the seminar. And if you cannot make it, we will be live streaming it. Cool? Cool. We've done it. Okay. Oh, let me say hello to Tiki Tom. Did I say Tiki Tom earlier? Yes. Tiki Tom. Hello. Cheers to Tiki Tom. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Let me give it myself. Oh, that doesn't work. Oh, woo, woo. Kush is the best. That's mostly them. That's mostly Baby Doe and Otto. Super nice. Okay, let's check in on our punch real quick. Look at how very clear that is. I mean, that right there is a very, very clear. Oh, I guess I can't hold it like that. It's a very, very clear punch, right? Looking real good. We're going to let that drip for a little bit longer whilst we make. It just, people get very concerned that milk punches take forever. And we will have this one basically filtered by the end of this 1 hour long class. So milk punches are not that hard to make. Obviously, if you want to infuse things, it's a whole different situation, but we're looking good. Okay. Next, let's get into what a milk punch, what people think a milk punch is. What do they think a milk punch is? They think it is a punch with milk in it. That's what we're making. We're just, listen, this is a very, very traditional punch with milk in it. That's all we're doing. I have a great recipe. I like my recipe. It's incredibly simple to make. You can adjust things as you want. We're going to make this one in a glass. So we're going to go ahead and grab our glass here. Super, super simple. It is rum. It is brandy. It is vanilla. It is sugar. It is milk. It's one of those. And it is a little nutmeg on top. Very nice and easy. Let's start over here. We'll use this guy. We're going to use our Jim Beam 7-year aged. Is Tom having a hard time finding a seat? Tom, I think right over there by Shawnee Panda Baker would be good. Let me say hello to Dougie G in the place to be. He is at, this will be a fun game. Doug is currently at the place that I got engaged to my wife at. He is at the place where I got engaged to my wife. Does anybody want to play the game? Where do we think he is? Did he already say? He might have already said. Ah, dang. He already said. Well, never mind. Go back and look. Whoever the first person is to say it, we'll get a shout out. Woo! Lots of shout outs. Okay, we're making a very, very simple milk punch. We're going to start off with 1 ounce of some bourbon. Find a bourbon that you like. Something overproofed is great. This one comes in at a whopping 90 proof. It's 1 ounce of bourbon. That is correct. That is correct, Bon Bon. My wife and I got engaged at Petco Park in San Diego. Not at a Dodgers, or not at a Padres game. not, in fact, the pictures make it look like I rented out all of Petco Park in order to propose to my wife. That is not what happened. We were at San Diego Comic-Con and they had a zombie run going through I love this story. We had a zombie run going through Petco Park, and in the middle of being chased by real human actor zombies, I pulled my wife off to the side and proposed to her on Petco Park with not a, we didn't get one shot of any zombies. It looks like we are just sweaty and beat up from running, and I rented out Petco Park. Fun story. Fun story. Anyway, okay, we have, that's a long, I don't know why we went off on that. Anyway, every time I think of Petco Park, I don't even particularly like the Padres, but every time I think about Petco Park, I get nostalgic for those early days of running from zombies. We also, oh yes, we were also bloody. We were also bloody. You know, we had I think real human blood on us too, but mostly fake human blood. Okay, we also need 1 ounce of some rum. This is a traditional, these are two very traditional American liquors. Rum, although we may not think of rum as traditional American, we got to remember that America, that whole southeast coast grows a ton of cane. We were able to import a ton of cane because a lot of the Bahamas and all that stuff is coming in. So rum was a huge part of America. This is a very old drink, and so we'll start to see, you're not going to see any tequilas in these old American drinks. You're going to see things like rum, brandy, and whiskey. So we need 1 ounce of some rum. There we go. So that is 2 of strong that we have right there. You could, if you want, complete the trifecta and put in 1 ounce of brandy, and that will give you 3 of strong. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea for me tonight. So we're going to keep it here at 2, but if you want to bump that up, all good. We are going to be adding, where did I put it? Did I hide the simple syrup for myself? I did. Anybody see where I put the simple syrup? Oh gosh, we're going in. Simple syrup, hello. Where did you go? Oh, I bet I put it back here. Yeah, there it is. Right where it shouldn't go. You can always tell because it has the bright orange top. We need in this punch to have a sweetener obviously added to it. Now, most punches, the punches that we talk about here are based off of a planter's punch. Planter's punch calls for sour. We're just skipping the sour obviously all together with this, but we're hitting the rest of it. We need to put in 1/2 of an ounce of some simple syrup. There we go. We'll put this where it should go and not where it's most easily put. I met my ex Smoking Joe when he pulled me over and gave me a ticket. That's fun. Running from zombies, probably I imagine. Yeah, one day, Debbie, we will hear the whole story. Everybody very excited. Wow, love this news. We will find it. We will get the whole story one day, DC Debbie Clark. You can tell it as fast as you would like because you are the horse racing, the old horse racing queen. Okay. Now, we're skipping sour. So 2 of sweet, 3 of strong, 4 of weak. Now, what are we doing when we put in weak? Weak just means anything that does not have alcohol in it. And the thing that does not have alcohol in it, unless you have one of those party cows, we're going to be putting in milk. Smells good. We just bought it. You can go anywhere, depending on how many other booze you put into here, anywhere between 4 and 6 ounces of some milk. We're going to be putting in 4 ounces here. There's 2. You're a little short on that. It's closer to 3.5 than 4, but I don't know. I think I don't do milk well anymore. Yes, hashtag party cow. Kyle wants to know. Bonbon says Nevada has party cows. Love it. Love a party cow. All right, we're missing something very specific to punches. The reason When I talk about my theory of punch and my theory of cocktails, we talk often about one ingredient that will change a cocktail from one to another. So when we say that a margarita is not a sour because a margarita has an orange liqueur added to it that makes it a daisy, then we're talking about the orange liqueur as the thing. The one thing that makes punches punches is the last little bit, and that is going to be our little spice to make it all nice. We're gonna be putting in two different spices in this one. One of them, and I gotta stick up for my friend. I gotta stick up for my friend. I if you are inviting me out to ice cream, if you ever do, I eat ice cream. I love to go out to ice cream. However, I do not care for chocolate ice cream. I do not care for strawberry ice cream. I do not care for mint ice cream. I don't care. I'll eat them. I'll eat all of those. I don't know what I'm talking about. I will eat them. I prefer vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream is my favorite ice cream. And for a long time, people tried to convince me that vanilla ice cream was plain ice cream. Couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, if you don't put any flavor in ice cream, it will also come out white. It'll also just come out white and it'll look like vanilla ice cream. Okay, I get it. However, vanilla is incredibly hard to grow, incredibly hard. It grows on freaking orchids. Have you ever had to grow an orchid? You ever tried to grow an orchid in your house? Have you ever had to wake up every morning for months to your wife's disappointment that the orchid is just sitting there not growing? Have you ever had that? Well, that's upon those very delicate leaves grows the vanilla bean. Incredibly difficult to get your hands on, incredibly expensive, not very new. This has been hanging around for a long time. Yeah, the Doug G, not surprised. Vanilla, that I'm a vanilla guy. DCW Clark, vanilla is the only ice cream I eat. Yes, vanilla is awesome. Good, perfect. Yeah, Bon Bon loves the orchids. I love it. I love it. So I personally think that also, if we all ever decide we're going to get together and I need to bring a dessert, I am bringing, and I will always bring, I always have it ready to go within about, if you give me 45 minutes, an invitation, 45 minutes, I will have a creme brulee at your house. I have a creme brulee. We'll bring it on the show. I have an emergency creme brulee kit. I have a creme brulee kit that I travel with because I think creme brulee is so good. At this moment, in back at the house, I have vanilla sugar being made at all times because at any point a creme brulee drought could happen and I could be the last person on earth with access to creme brulee. And what's the main flavor in creme brulee? Vanilla. Vanilla is the only true regal flavor. All the other ones, I'm with the proletariat as much as I can be. But when I am a bourgeoisie, when I am truly in my purple and bright red robes, in my suede, I am a vanilla eater. Creme brulee kit, love, love, love. Yes. Yeah. Listen, I will bring it on at some point. I mean, I guess if Kyle wants to bring it in, it's back at the house. Don't worry about it. Kyle, we'll get it later. I'll show. I promise I will show you my creme brulee kit at some point. Okay. We're going to be putting in this guy. Now, this is real vanilla. It's alcohol. So it is high proof. It's like a Everclear that we put vanilla bean into. And then the vanilla bean is leached out. So we get that real good vanilla flavor. You can tell because of how bad my handwriting is that this is the real homemade stuff. Obviously, it depends on what's how big and flavorful your vanilla is. We're gonna be putting in about 10 drops of vanilla. Ready? Ooh, that looks cool from up. Let's get our cinematography award real quick. I lost count. We'll count there. Now, what's great about vanilla in cocktails, especially cocktails that have bourbon in them, is if we're doing a bourbon tasting class, one of the things I will always tell you to look for in your bourbon is going to be vanilla notes. So all we're doing is sort of bumping up some of those vanilla notes. Doug, before you go, there will be no show on Tuesday. We're doing shows next week, Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully I got to him. Hopefully he was able to see that. Cheers, Doug. Wednesday and Thursday next week. I was going to make the announcement later, but we'll make it now. Because bourbon often has those big vanilla notes in it anyway from the charred barrels and all of the polyphenols and the esters and all that stuff getting into the bourbon. All we're doing with that vanilla is bringing something out. We're not adding anything brand new and weird and spanking into this. This is a very nice flavor to help bring out the flavors of the bourbon. So if you aren't using bourbon, maybe you can use something else instead of vanilla, but I like the vanilla with the bourbon. I just realized recently that I have been as busy as I've ever been, I think, over these past many months, and have not made ice in a while. So I had to do some emergency ice making. This is not from my normal ice making kits, but this is also, I have a lot of emergency rations. That's why my wife and I got engaged at a zombie run. We like the threat of emergency. This is my emergency ice. It is made in a mold. You can see the little mold thing right there. That's where it sticks, but it is nice clear ice. Clear ice in this is going to help you out. Go ahead and just drop this guy in. There we go. Let that float to the top. We are going to give it a stir. We do want some of the, obviously we already have the milk in here, so that is going to be watering this down or weakening this, but a little water never hurt anybody. And there we go. That's that. Last little bit of business, because we are talking about all of our, ones of sours, twos of sweets, and then all the way into something nice, a little spice, make it all nice. But we want to add a little bit of nutmeg. This is a microplane. This is a unit of nutmeg. Did we ever decide what a unit of nutmeg is called? Is it just called a nut? I know we decided, and then I immediately forgot. We just want to sprinkle a touch of nutmeg right here on top. Not too much. And if you hate nutmeg, and I know some of you do, then you can skip the nutmeg. But I enjoy nutmeg, so that's what we're doing. This is a milk punch. This is a punch that has actual full whey and curds milk in it. Cheers. It's like a thin eggnog. You can add more milk in there if you want to make it seem more like just sort of milk that is on its way out. But I think this proportion works really well. Not an ideal drink for the time of year it is. I know that Phoenix, Arizona just hit like 5,000 degrees, right around there, somewhere right around that area. I don't know what that is in Celsius, so somebody's gonna have to translate that, but 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit is pretty hot. Not an ideal drink for that, but still pretty good. Yum. Okay, Kyle, do you want this? Do you want this milk drink? Because we have to get into the last drink here, which is this guy. Put this here off to the side in case Kyle does want it. Make sure it's not blocking. Great. Not blocking. All right. That's a milk punch. This is a milk punch right here. And this is also a milk punch. Oh, I hear Kyle patting in here. Kyle seems like he's very excited about the milk drink. There you go, buddy. Got it? I just want to say, I wanted to tell you what's going on behind the scene. Kyle is doing a full body dance, but his hand is moving just slightly. I'm not positive Kyle understands exactly his effect on the camera, but it is fun for me. And there he goes. Yeah, it's a lot of shaking, pal. Really good work. Okay. This right here, everybody, is a milk punch. Although it seems like it is completely clear, there is at least half of this milk in here. Sorry, let's say that again. Although this seems like it is a very clear liquid or a very clear cocktail, you can see when I put this bottle of Fun for Net back here, you can read all of those words. This is a completely clear cocktail. It's got a little bit of coloring to it, obviously, but it is very clear. It's very see-through. But it does contain at least, it contains half of what makes up milk. It is all whey. It is all the whey. It is no curds. Now, where do the curds go? The curds are up here in this. I don't think this looks great, but apparently this is what cheese is made out of. So all of this stuff right in here, this stuff sitting there, that is pre-cheese. This is a little pre-cheese. The curds are helping to strain out the other curds. So as those curds go through, they're straining out, which is making all of this fall down here to the bottom. We're just a little bit more in here. See if we can get a few more drops going. Oh, we'll just pour the whole thing in there, and then we're good. Okay, this right here, lovely substance, is something that we will call a milk punch. It's a clarified milk punch. It's a very, very simple clarified milk punch. I'm going to move this over here so that we can drink some of this. Obviously, if you're going to be drinking a clarified drink, you're going to want some clarified ice. Turns out at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, we had one last piece of nice square ice here. So give that a little tempering, a little hand temper right there. Throw this into our, you know what? Every time somebody, if I don't have a video of me putting it in with the tongs, and everybody yells at me on the internet. Throw that in here, there, and we will pour. Richie has caught it. It does have an unfortunate pea color. Unfortunately, Rich is correct. This does have an unfortunate pea color. It is urine-esque. It has a urine essence. But let's pour it into the drink. Maybe with a little bit of this ice behind it, we can get rid of some of that pea color. Just going to pour ourselves. Pour yourselves what you think a cocktail would be. Usually about 3 to 4 ounces should be a nice cocktail size for this. Yeah, listen. Let's adjust this. Oh, let's adjust this way. Win our awards. There we go, right there. Yeah, it does have kind of a pea color, but there's no way to get any more of that out of there. There's no way to get any more of the color out of that. This is as little color as we can possibly have in here. Let's give it its spin on the spinner of glory. Right here, our delicious. I haven't tried it yet, but we will. Our delicious milk punch, our very easy to make milk punch. We want to give it just a little bit of an orange zest. Drop that in. Maybe that dropping in will make it look a little bit more like it is orange and not so pea colored. Yes. This is it. We took a mixture that was thick, milky, weird, brown, muddy. We turned it into this, and we did it within the span of the show. The span of the show is less. We are at 54 minutes right now, and I told a few stories at the beginning. So we really probably did this in about 45 minutes. Milk punch, despite what everybody thinks, milk punch is not difficult to make. Milk punch, in fact, is a very fun way to take something that you, to take a drink that you have, give it a whole new texture. The texture is going to be sort of a velvety, smooth, very rich, kind of thick a texture without it being a milk texture. It's going to have that very thick, it's going to be like mouth coating is basically what we're looking for. And you can do this with just about anything. This is a very simple one. we will get into, because I know, my friend Paul and I have gone to it. We went to a bar a little while ago, and they made milk punch with fruity pebble milk. And ever since that, I've been really wanting to do more types of cereal in milk. So basically, you take cereal, you put it in milk, and then you use that as the milk for the punch. We're going to get into that. We have a whole summer of punch. This is our first attempt at a milk punch, clarified on the for the summer of punch. This is a milk punch clarified. Cheers. Wow. Yeah, here we go. This is good news. So, Tiki Tom, based on everything I've seen before, that filtered extremely fast. That makes it much more likely that I'll try to make this one. I think that you should, Tiki Tom. I was almost flown out to New York at one point to go talk to a bar program about how their milk punches were coming out horribly. They couldn't, they had chunks in them all the way through. It was just bad news. And I feel like it really is a pretty simple thing as long as you know a couple rules. The rules go like this: to make a really nice milk punch, you want to pour the lemon into the milk. You want to give it a stir, but a very slow stir. You want to take a coffee filter like this right here, which is just a paper towel on top of a pour over coffee thing. Pour in enough so that you get a nice layer of curds. And then, and this is where everybody makes a mistake, do not change out the filter until you absolutely have to. And for most of us that are making these at home, you will never have to change that filter out. You're not going to ever make, when I was making them for the 6 bars that I was working for when I was doing my big batching, yeah, I'd have to change a large coffee filter out one time. And we would make gallons of this stuff. So don't change it. Let the curds separate the curds from the whey. That's what we want. So pretty simple. Find a cocktail you like. I just saw somebody make a clarified Negroni, which is ridiculous because Negronis are already pretty clear. But it did bring it down to a very slight pink, a very slight pinkish hue, very kind of cool there. And the good thing about milk punches is it does change the flavor just a little bit to give you an overall smooth flavor. So that's what we're looking for. Let me say hello to our good friend Loriander. Loriander coming in from across the pond as well. Cheers. Shawnee Panabaker loves the technique. Love you, Shawnee Panabaker. Love you all. Really good work. I've clarified one punch before and it took forever, says Shawnee P. Yeah. I find that that's what most people you got to get that technique. It really is the technique. And then it'll go at some point this thing will jam up. If you're making more than a gallon of it, then you have to change out the filter. But before a gallon, I wouldn't even think about changing the filter. Very excited, very, very excited that in this hour we were able to get a clarified milk punch done. We nailed it. Let me say hello to my good friend. So this is Nick Helmick. He and I went to high school. Do you do any acting since high school? We are doing Into the Woods at my school next year. Thought of our senior show. In high school, I played the old man and the narrator in Into the Woods. Nick, you know what's funny? I just told a story about how I brought a book to an audition many years ago, and they killed my spirit. No, Nick, I do not do any more acting. I am mostly doing tiki conventions. Remember, you can see me at the San Diego Tiki Convention on August 4th. If you cannot get a ticket there, find a way to watch it on youtube.com/@Dr. or @KushTender. Find it anywhere. If you're watching this now, then you found me. So just watch it wherever you're watching right now. Remember, guys, these classes will always remain free. But if you can help out the channel, here's a couple ways you can do it. One way, here's a good way. Patreon. Do you want to have your name on a bottle? Well, the way to do that is through my Patreon. Find that Patreon right down there in the bottom. All kinds of other fun stuff. If you can't help out with Patreon, here's another great way to do it. I also have a Venmo and a PayPal. You just want to like send me a buck or two, you know, it keeps the bar going. It keeps us making things that are slightly pea colored. If the slightly pea color thing is not what you want, send me money and tell me that. If you can't help out that way, guys, I totally understand. Times are tough, times are rough, and times are tumble. If you can't help out that way, the best way you can do it is share this stuff with a friend. If you have somebody that you think might like to watch a man neurotically talk to himself and his internet friends whilst taking the whey out of a curdled milk. If you think you have a friend that's like that, check in on them. But also send this to them because they might like this show. And the third way you can help, which is the most important way, is show up. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks, where we are currently at the beginning of the summer of punch. We will be doing nothing but punches for the next few weeks. Now, don't worry if you don't like punches. I promise you, you do. If you like cocktails, you like punches, we will find something for you in that time. You can also follow me over on Instagram, where I have started another type of summer. We've started the summer of pho. So if you are interested in watching my pho adventures, I'm going to get deep into pho. Loriander, should we check in on you then? Yes. Yes, I do consider that this is what you guys are doing. I consider you guys are checking in on me to make sure that I'm okay. I'm okay, guys. Today I'm okay. Thank you, Loriander, for checking in on me, though. Check in on your friends, check in on me, and we'll go from there. That is that. Here, you know what? Let's. I haven't seen some of you guys for a while. Let's invite some guests to drop that. If you guys want to take a quick shot with me in at the Fernet's Core, the Fern Core. Follow that link right there. Say hi, say hello. We'll do a cheers. As always, guys, very good seeing you. And, oh, Loriander, we're sorry. Hey, listen. Loriander, we're checking in on you now. Everybody, check in on Loriander. Checking in, sending you good feelings, buddy. We dig you, and we're glad that you are part of. We're glad that you are part of the group. It is. I'm glad that all of you are part of this group. That is that. Check in if you guys want to take a shot. If not, we will see you guys on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we are not. Oh, let me say hello to Alex's life real quick. A cheers to Alex's life. He is watching us over on Twitch. We are going to do a show Wednesday and Thursday this week. Tiki Tuesday will have to be Tiki Wednesday. And I think we'll figure that out. Anyway, as always, what do we always say? The thing doesn't work. We always say, are you Dr. Jenga Jenga? Bye! Wow.
Tiki 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 taka taka ta tiki tiki no es verdad ta ta ta.
Wow.
That's all I am. Just a regular human bartender.
All right. We lost Bon Bon a second ago. I did notice. I won't tell you guys. Maybe she'll come back. If not, if you had money on new hats. Oh, well, we'll tell you here in a second because she's back. Let me say hello first of all to our good friend Moo.
Hey guys,
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I just found this actually. Since Bonbon is not here.
I assume Moose that if we took a tour around your house, it would be knickknacks and patty wax everywhere.
Yeah,
Which is fun stuff that you got. I love it, man. Well, while we got you here, why don't we all say hello to our good friend? There's our good friend Paul. Paul's got his Fernet ready to go. Do I have Fernet here ready to go? I have Mentha. We'll do Mentha. If we're shooting Fernet, we'll shoot Fernet. Good to see you, pal. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Now, do you guys have an opinion? Will Bon Bon have a brand new hat?
Yes.
hopefully.
We think so. Well, we're about to find out. Are we ready? On the Bon Bon new hat saga. She just got up and left. Okay, here we go. Ready? Will Bon Bon have a new hat? She will have a new hat. It is Bon Bon, our favorite explorer. Our favorite explorer, Bon Bon. Let's put her up here so we can see the full hat. Oh, it might have paused. It might have frozen. That's okay. We have the hat. The hat is good. There she is. All right, let's put her full in here so we can see. There it is. There's that hat. Well done, Bon Bon. Looking good. Looking fantastic. She's got her pith helmet. Let's take a quick shot with everybody. Put it in the pineapple. Drink a little Mentha. And here we go. Now, Paul, did you even attempt the milk punch today?
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Not tonight. Some other time.
No, I had rehearsal. I had band rehearsal today. So
there you go. Yeah. Well, can't do it. And Bon Bon, I assume we'll be seeing pictures of your milk punch here soon. And Espen's probably too tired to get this done. Do not carve upon stone or wood. They were honest, so they was good. Instead, write and smoke on a passing breeze 7 words. And the words are these that say all that the volume could. They love, they laugh, and they understood. Cheers to all of you.
Yes.
You guys are the absolute best. All right. Well, Bon Bon, sorry, Moose. Was that a Moose Moose cup?
Yes.
Yes. Freaking amazing. All right, we did not know anything about you, Moose, when we gave you the nickname, and now we realized we could not have given you a better nickname. Is anybody else in your life calling you Moose at this point?
No, nobody.
Soon. It'll catch on, I promise.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, always a pleasure, my friend. Never a chore. Go get some sleep, and we will see you on Wednesday. We'll see you on Wednesday. Paul, I got a phone call in, with our friend, so I will let you know how that all goes. Cheers.
Y'all call
as always. Yeah, we'll do. And Bon Bon, I will see you at San Diego Tiki Oasis. I will let you know as soon as I know what the code is to get the discounted tickets for my seminar. We will be there. Cannot wait. I stare at that Fernet bottle all day, and it just makes me happy. Thank you, Bon Bon. You are the greatest. We truly do have the greatest fans here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. The Big 30 really make my heart grow 3 sizes this day. So cheers to all of you. Thank you so much for making this exactly what it was. We clarified a milk punch, and we came together as a group. What else could we even possibly ask for? The bar could make money at some point. But until then, we are going to keep doing this as a labor of intense, intense love. So thank you guys. As always a pleasure. Never a chore. Say nice things. And we will see you guys on Wednesday for Tiki Wednesday. I have a thing for this. It goes like this. It means a lot. Bye.